Zometric IntelliQS. Once you reach the URL intelliqs.zometric.com, just enter your company's tenant ID. For example, once you enter your tenant ID, and if it's a valid tenant ID, you will be redirected to a login page. Now you can enter your login ID. Once you have entered your login ID and password, you can click login and you will be redirected to the home page after logging in. This home page is a filter page where you can filter any of your equipment's parts or any of the tests that you need. For example, let us say I want to look into pH. So I just select one pH and I click on filter. Once I do that, you see here in test only pH is available. All combinations of equipment parts where the test is pH is appearing here. Let's say I want to look at it slightly differently. I want to see what combinations of schemes are available for RO water chemical. Then I click on part RO water chemical and then I filter. So I get two schemes where this is available. There is also a multiple way, a multi-select filter is also possible. For example, let us select water for injection here and let us select CWFI SP01 and we filter. So here you see only in equipment you see only CWFI SP01, right? And a part is of course water for injection, and all the variables related to CWFI and water for injections have got listed here. Okay, so once this is done, you have filtered whatever you need. You can click on the data entry URL here. Now in this system already a lot of configurations has already happened and a lot of data has already been imported. So you are seeing a screen where you can directly enter data in future. So this is a data entry screen where by default certain number of data points will get reflected here. Now if you want to add any additional data, you can click here, put your measurement for your equipment which is CWFI SP01, part which is water for injection, variable which is pH, and the system already knows these are the specifications. Let us say you want to add a new data. So check for the sample time. The sample time can be anywhere in the past to until the current time. The system will not allow you to enter future sample time. Now here you can enter your value, which is, let's say, a decimal value or a fraction value. If you have additional information like sample ID, lot number and remark, you can enter, otherwise these are optional, and you click on submit. The data will get updated and the graph will also get updated here. For this equipment and part, currently pH variable was being recorded. Let us say you want to record TOC. Then you click on TOC. This software will redirect you to the TOC page. You would have noticed that for pH, both the upper specification limit, upper control limit and the 2 sigma limit were coming on both upper side and the below side, but here it is coming one. Let me take you back. In this, you see here, you see this is the center line CL, then there is this U2SL, which is upper 2 sigma limit, then this is UCL, which is upper 3 sigma limit also, but UCL is more popular in the industry. So UCL stands for upper control limit, and above that you have USL, which is upper specification limit. Similarly, below the center line you have L2SL, which is lower 2 sigma limit, LCL, which is lower control limit, and LSL, which is lower specification limit. And this chart, what you are seeing here, it is called I chart. And the chart below that is called MR chart. I stands for individual control charts. MR stands for moving range of control chart. On the x-axis, you can see timelines. On the y-axis, you see the value of the recorded values of pH. It is ranging from 5 to 7 because of the lower specification limit to upper specification limit difference. The data is ranging somewhere in this range between 5.853 and 6.387. From here you can navigate to the related variables, which basically will mean any other parameter or any other variable which are related to equipment and the part you had selected earlier. Here the system has been set up to show only the upper specification limits and the upper control limits, and the control limits below the center line are not being considered. Why is it so? If you see here, the lowest specification limit is not available for TOC. There is no target for TOC. You only have an upper specification limit, which is 500 here. Now, having done this, let us say that you want to do an analysis of your data of a specific period. So on the top right of this table, there is this SPC analysis. You can click here, and this allows you to select a particular time period. So let us say I want to analyze January 2020. You can come and type in here or select from the calendar drop down. Here I want 31 12 2020. So basically I am doing an analysis of 1 year of data. You are free to select any time period. It could be 1 week, 1 year, 1 month, 1 day, depending on what you're looking for. By default, use historical mean and use historical sigma. Generate I chart and generate MR chart options are there, but these three will be selected by default. When you click on submit, you get a I chart for that particular time period. Let us say you also want MR chart. You can click here. This date is the same. When you do that, you also get MR chart. If you don't want I chart, you can remove I chart. You will get only MR chart. All this calculation is happening based on historical mean and historical standard deviations that has been set for a particular scheme, which is a combination of equipment, part and variable. Let us say for that particular period you want to do the analysis without using the historical mean and historical sigma. So you can tick off historical mean and historical sigma and say submit. You see the control limit values got changed because we are not using historical mean and historical sigma. For example, here you see the UCL as 448.302. If I use historical mean, it has become 460.748. Now if you want to do process capability analysis, click on process capability. Depending on whether you have both LSL and USL or only one-sided values, different values of CP CPK will get populated. You can click off any of those pictures and you can download the picture as a PNG. Having said that, we just discussed how to use the software on a day-to-day basis. Let us say you want to do an analysis of some, or you want to generate some reports for a particular period. So I say January 1st 2020 till 31st January 2022, and I select a particular equipment. Let us say it is CPW-SP01. So for this equipment, I have a part called purified water chemical, and there are multiple report templates. So we can start off with one of the customized ones. You see, you got a summary report. Here your company name is appearing as well as your company address, the location for that particular equipment, which is the work unit actually, the part on which the measurement is being done, from and to are the period from which samples were drawn, and you get your lowest specification limit, upper specification limit, min value, max value, historical mean, historical standard deviation, mean, standard deviation overall, standard deviation within, coefficient of variation, CP, CPK, and the historical UCL and LCL lines. One thing you need to know, that if it is a one-sided specification, like in case of conductivity, you get CP as nan, which is not a number, but you can still get CPK values. This is the one of the CP lower or CP upper, which is also reflecting as CPK. With this we end how to use the software on a regular basis. Next, we will understand how the software was configured to give you the results that you are getting. Thank you.